How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau. My guest today is actor, podcaster, and comedian Ernie Vicente.
Hello.
I tried to say that with a little bit of an accent, but it just came off super white. How you been, brother?
Very good, very good.
You had a busy weekend?
I was just doing Absolute Comedy in Toronto. Did some 7 shows.
7 shows, eh?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope,
yeah.
man. That's dope. Have you, like before COVID, had you gotten to the point where, like, comedy was giving you a significant amount of money where you didn't have to work a full-time job? Have you gotten to that point yet? Because you've been doing it for, what, 12, just over 12 years, 13 years?
Yeah, I started 2008, and then I used to work at CIBC full-time, and then I quit 2013 to do stand-up full-time. But then again, like when you're young and like new into this, you still suck. So like you're making some money, but not enough to like work, full time. So I was getting like odd jobs, stuff like that. And then I think it was until like maybe 3 years ago that I actually just did stand up.
So like as an OG, I consider you an OG. Actually, the first show I ever got paid for was your show.
Yes.
So I thank you for that, sir. Even though I was maybe like 6 months in, something like, maybe less.
Yeah.
I literally just got like a memory notification from Facebook from my first set like a week ago. So it was really close to 3 years ago. But yeah, you gave me my first set paid for. And I've always kind of wondered, and I see the word thrown around a lot, pro. Yeah. Right? And I feel like everyone kind of has a different definition of what that means. What does that mean to you? Like a pro comic? Like when you 13 years, when during those 13 years did you feel, or if you don't feel like a pro comic, that too. I consider you a pro.
I think I'm a pro.
Yeah.
I think
but was there a moment?
I think when I think I was doing like my taxes, and then I was like, wait a minute. All this money is just from stand-up. That's when I was like, oh, wow. That's when I really felt it. But some people, people think that, as long as you're getting consistent, like, work and money, whatever, from stand-up, I would say, like, you're a pro, Because, like, it's pretty cool, like, this, because, like, I remember when I first started, we were at the show, and then I was, like, really young, and we were with this older, another OG. Right?
How old are you?
I'm 39.
39.
Yeah, how old are you?
35.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this was like an older comic, and then we're at the bar, we're drinking, and then he's like, this is the best job in the world. Like, how much did you make from this show tonight? And I was like, I don't know, $5, right? But at the time I was working at CIBC, so like the $5 didn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Right? But he was like, yo, someone paid you $5 to do these stupid jokes.
And how long was your set?
It was probably 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is pretty cool. This is $5. I'm like, I'm just having fun. Like, this doesn't even feel like work. That's what I'm like. Now I'm like, oh, this is like the best job in the world.
I haven't gotten there yet. I've only been in it for three years, like I said, but I couldn't see. Like, I've tried a lot of things in my life, and the very first time I stepped off the stage, like, the anxiety leading into the first show, even every show now. Sometimes I'm at the venue, and I'm like, how can I get out of this set? I never do, but I'm like, all right, you're just going to walk and see, slip on something and just I got to go, man. And I try to psych myself out, like, a lot, but as soon as that first set was done, I was like, it was the most high I had ever been completely sober.
Oh, for sure.
Sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's an addiction, yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. How did you get into comedy? Like, what was it?
Well, like, with my friends, I always like make them laugh and stuff, right? And then even in college, because in high school I was pretty shy. But then in college, I started like, making jokes and stuff with my classmates. And then they said, this was back in 2006, they said, hey, you should be, because I did this presentation. I remember I did this presentation, and it was like, everyone's like doing like a serious, it was like, because I took accounting. So it was like a marketing presentation. Everyone's like serious. Oh, I'm trying to sell this thing. So I tried to sell this product, but I made it funny, and everyone was going crazy. And then they're like, "Yo, you should do stand up, like this guy Russell Peters. He was blowing up." And I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And then I looked him up, and then I'm like, "Oh, I can't do that. I can't make strangers laugh. I can make my classmates. I can make my friends laugh."
Yeah, there's different levels, right?
Yeah, because it's like it's all personal, right? Like, oh, I know Paul. I know that he likes these jokes about if I talk about The Simpsons or something, right? But like strangers, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, no way. But then like after a while, I was like, wait a minute. I'm not having fun doing accounting. I'd rather like make people laugh. So then I tried it in 2008, and then same thing. Like when I got the first laugh, I was like, oh my god, this is the best feeling in the world.
Are you close with your family?
Yeah.
Your parents were supportive of this transition?
No, kinda, not really. They were like, you know what, it's good that you want to do this, but they don't want me doing this like full time.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, do it on the weekends. Do your skits on the weekends, but have a full time job. And like my dad wants me to get into like real estate. He's like, oh, you're a good talker, so you sell houses. I'm like, nah, I don't.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of sales in my early years. I found that easy.
Yeah, because you're very friendly.
Yeah, and comedy wasn't something I always enjoyed performing. Like I was in a few bands. You know, did a lot of talent shows in middle school and stuff, and it just like developed a strong passion for performing and music. But like I never really liked being the center of attention. So stand-up comedy wasn't something I really thought of until, I mean, maybe like mid-20s.
Oh, okay.
Because I really got into it around then, like, and I had really watched it and stuff before, but I really developed like a strong love for it, and also enjoyed making people laugh. And then was engaged, got out of a relationship that I was in. I was kind of living for, my ex and her daughter for a long time, and I just really wanted to. I hadn't done anything for myself for a long time, and I wanted to try something new.
Yeah.
So I started Second City, did 2 levels there, and fucking.
Yeah, a lot of people just take that Second City course, not even to become a comedian, just to like try something new and like get comfortable with like public speaking.
Yeah, no, there was actually like a lot of that. Like just there was 2 older ladies in my class, first level, that were just, they already had careers. Like one was a teacher for deaf students. Like they didn't need to. They were just doing it for fun. Like I met some people that just wanted to like write for Conan and stuff like that. And you get a lot of the argument like, what can you learn from that? Like you can't teach funniness, you can't teach comedy. And I understand that mindset, but it's like I already knew how to be funny. It just kind of taught me more of a foundation, like joke structure and things like that. Like I felt level 1 was more about writing. Yeah. And then the second level, I think there's 3 altogether. I didn't do the third one. And the second level was more about like performance and networking, I felt like. And after the second level, I was like, I don't know if the third level's necessary. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I thought about maybe doing an improv class or something at some point, but
I think the most important thing is just to get out there, just to keep doing sets, because like that's the only way you'll get better. Like, you know what I mean? Because like when I first started, my first year I did 3 sets.
Yeah.
You know, so I did 3 sets, and then the second year I think I did like 6. So by the third year, that's when I was like, wait a minute, because I was just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
But then by the third year, I was like, wait a minute, I actually want to do this more. And then so so because like the first few years, I think I had a girlfriend. And then after that, I was like, wait a minute, I should do this. So I was single, so I was like, I want to do this more. So I was free more evenings, and I'll just do it every night. You know? And then, that's what happened. So because I was working 9 to 5, and then like, so you do shows at night, and you hang out after the show, you go for wings or whatever, and then I get home like at 3, sleep like 3-4 hours, and then every day I'll be like so cranky because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to wake up at 8, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that was a tipping point.
What do you think you'd be doing? You think you'd still be at CIBC if you weren't doing comedy?
I think, man, because like I was there for 10 years. I started there when I was 20, and then that's what happened. I just turned 30, and I was like, wait a minute. I woke up one day. I was like, wait a minute. I'm 30. I'm still here, and then I was like, I don't want to wake up another 10 years being 40, and not trying this. You know, so it was like, so when I was 30, I was like, it's either I stay at this job and get married, and you know have kids and stuff, or go the opposite way and like be single, and just do stand up and just focus on stand up. And then I was like, I want to do stand up, so I tried. So then I quit, and then you jump in the deep end. Yeah, because my friend said. One of my friends was like, "Yo, if you wanna do stand up full time, you have to jump in the deep end, like cut out the safety net. Because if you have a full time job and you're doing stand up, you're like, oh, I don't have to do that well because I don't need this money because I have the 9 to 5.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? But then when you don't have the 9 to 5, you're like, yo, I have to get better, you know, or else I'm screwed. Can I swear?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Whoa.
No, you can swear. You can swear for sure.
There's
I think a little E by my podcast just to let people know it's explicit.
Yeah. Even on my podcast, like we're pretty clean, but once in a while we'll say fuck. Like I'm just one fuck, and then we're like, okay, fine, we gotta make it.
Yeah, I don't know. It varies really. I don't know. The conversation could get really dirty. We talk about sex for half an hour, or fucking, just nerd shit the whole episode. Like every episode's pretty different. It just varies based on the guest, But nothing's really off limits. I don't really want to try to tell people what to say. I just try to avoid names.
Yeah.
I got a few episodes ago. I mentioned some people's names.
Who?
I don't even want to get into it, dude. Fuck off. But got messages like, "How dare you?" And it was like this thing for like a week, and I just had to.
Like you're talking shit.
I don't think I was talking shit. For lack of a better phrase, like I was speaking my truth, man.
Ooh.
And
You're
some
offended.
people can't handle that. And I try to avoid names. I do, but every once in a while, shit gets out.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
But I don't talk shit about anybody.
No.
That's not my style, man.
Yeah. Even like on stage, if something happened, like I talk a lot about like dates. I have a lot of like dating stories, and then I don't use like their real names, just in case they hear it. You never know.
Yeah, I feel like so maybe a week ago or two. When were you? I saw you dressed up, or you had face makeup. Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
When was that?
That was last week in Montreal.
It was a week ago. Yeah. Okay, so I guess the first monthly show was like 2 weekends ago or whatever it was, the 14th. And originally, I had wanted to, like, my idea was, like, I have a bit where I, like, tap my foot and, like, point at it while music's playing. Like, you'll see it eventually. He's going to be on the September 17th show, so get your tickets.
Right now.
But yeah, so my plan was, I like the way I start off the show is with the Rock Wilder, like the Man in Red Man, like that song. And right when it like is supposed to like the beat, he goes like,
oh my god,
and then and the beat kicks in. Like right at that point, I had edited 2 songs together, and it was basically the Rock Wilder up until there, and then Ultimate Warrior's entrance music.
Ooh.
And my idea was to just like run in from the back and grab the mic and just fucking shake it like Ultimate Warrior and stuff. And then when I got all the guidelines from Comedy Bar, it was like, you can't be in the crowd, you have to be behind the line, and so it prevented me from doing it.
Yeah.
And then I saw you with the freaking makeup, and I was like, this guy freaking, But I still think I might do it, man. Ultimate Warrior is one of my guys.
Yeah, you know, that's like it's stock footage because one time it was WrestleMania, I think it was the one when Daniel Bryan won a few years ago. So I was doing this show, and it was like at the Revival in downtown, and back in the day we actually used to watch WrestleMania at Comedy Bar in the small room. Yeah. Because I don't know if you guys know that a lot of comics, they love wrestling because it's a similar business. Right, we tour and we go to like the small cities, and then eventually we'll make it to the big stage or whatever. Right, so it's a very similar business. So I was at the show, and then it was like a family show, and then they had a face painter, right? And I was like, hey, because I knew I was going to watch WrestleMania at Comedy Bar, so I was like, hey, can you do this? And I showed the picture of the Ultimate Warrior. She's like, yeah, I think I can do it. So she gave it to me. And it was the best because like I walked into the Comedy Bar with this, and like it was just normal because everyone's a wrestling fan. They're like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like weird.
Yeah. It looked good, man.
Yeah.
Shit, so that happened a while ago.
Yeah. So I taped myself like doing like different expressions, and then every once in a while I'll make a video, and then I'll have those stock images.
So I don't know if you know, but mentioning Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
I guess his name is what is it? Brian Danielson.
That's his real
outside
name.
of is that his real name?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. So well, we can talk about CM Punk in a second, but I heard that he's going to be debuting at All Out. You watch AEW, yeah?
Buddy, I love
AEW. Yeah, and so I think it's going to be him debuting at All Out, and Ruby Soho, formerly Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting, and I think that they're rushing it because there's been a lot of, I guess what is it, the Delta variant, or it's more cases of COVID like blooming up in the States, so they're unsure about like future shows.
Yeah. Because the rumor was he was gonna debut at the Grand Slam at the Arthur Ashe Stadium, the tennis court. But then I think in New York they might have restrictions, so like they might not have the show or something.
Yeah. I think that it's up in the air right now.
Yeah. So Bryan Danielson, that's his real name. So when he came to WWE, they changed it to Daniel Bryan, and then everyone's like, I thought it was a joke. Yeah. I was like, no way, and then that was his name. It's so funny.
Yeah, he's good, man. That's gonna be a big acquisition. I don't really consider CM Punk an acquisition just because he was out for so long. You know what I mean? He was a free agent for like 7 years.
No, but he was like, no one thought he was going to return, ever.
Well, there was a lot of hints. I feel like leading up to it, there were hints, and they were doing 2 or 3 or 4 shows or something in Chicago, and that's where he's from. And my buddy Steve was just, he was very like, he posted, what's the entrance song?
Cult of Personality?
Yes, he posted that the day, and he's like, just posting this for no reason at all, like the day he was actually debuting.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, man, I think it's too obvious. And then right at the beginning of Rampage, he just came out, and like, dude, if I'm being real, never really been a CM Punk fan.
Oh. Really?
I just...
You look like CM Punk.
Shit.
Cross-legged.
In
tattoos.
WWE...
Yeah.
He was kind of big after I lost a lot of interest in them. Like, at a point, I was really just watching probably WrestleMania. I was going to a lot of live shows, like independent shows and stuff like that, but I had lost a lot of interest in most WWE. NXT is, like, what I really like when I think of WWE.
Yeah.
And then he left, and it seemed like he was throwing a lot of dirt on wrestling, talking a lot of shit about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I didn't really care too much about him, and like from the outside it just seemed like he was talking shit about all wrestling.
Yeah.
But like in hindsight it seems like he was mostly just talking shit about WWE.
Yeah.
And when, even as someone who wasn't a fan, seeing that, just because I love wrestling so much, man, I got goosebumps. They reminded me of like Stone Cold's prime, Attitude Era, late 90s kind of pop with the crowd. Like it's been like a long time since I heard a crowd like that. And I'm kind of getting goosebumps now just thinking about it. Like, it was epic.
After it happened, I watched it like 5 times.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And then people were making fun of that guy crying in the crowd.
I teared up.
He's like, he was in some sort of montage video that they used last week. It's like, man, you guys made fun of him. Now he's gonna get like all these free tickets, and Tommy Dreamer reached out to him. And stuff.
Everyone is like, I feel for him. Yeah, no, because I'm actually a CM Punk fan.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you were watching in 2011 the Money in the Bank when he did the pipe bomb.
Oh, the actual when he did the first when he sat down and he just like spilled his guts.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this guy's amazing.
I didn't watch it live, but I saw it after.
No, yeah, it's also because I always watch Raw. Like even though I don't like it, I just follow. I just you know what I mean. I still follow it. So I was watching the CM Punk thing with John Cena because like, at the time because like I'd watch WWE because there was nothing else really out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so when he had that pipe bomb, I was like, oh my god, he's like, because like it's always scripted, all these promos are scripted. But then when he came out there, he was like, I'm like, this is me talking. I'm like, oh my god, he's talking to us, right? The viewers, because like I grew up the Attitude Era also, and this is not Attitude Era. This is like kid friendly. Like there's no blood now. You know what I mean? So when he did that promo, I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then Money in the Bank. I still watch his entrance. I don't know if you go with the 2011 Money in the Bank entrance because it was in Chicago when he faced John Cena. When he came out, it was a similar ovation to Rampage, but it was amazing. Yeah, so if you watch it again it's on YouTube. It was like such a great ovation. Like I've watched that like a million times.
And that was like the first show he did after that pipe bomb.
Right after the pipe bomb, yeah.
How long was he around after that? You would imagine that. You know, maybe he was already booked for the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
So maybe after that they let him go because that's what happened, right? Did he get fired or he left?
No. So the storyline was he was gonna win the championship and leave with the belt. So I was like, well, so when he won, he beat John Cena, got the belt, he ran up the crowd, and it was like he's gone, his contract is done. So we didn't know if it was real or not. So all these podcasts were like, oh man, he could go to ROH, he can go to Impact. I'm like, that'd be cool, right? But then, so what WWE did, they didn't do that. They didn't want to work. You know what I mean? They're not like AEW, the Forbidden Door or whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, it was great for that month. But then the next month, they actually just made a new championship. You know what I mean? They made a new championship, and then CM Punk came back the next month, and then it was just stupid. He stayed in the company for like I think 2 years, and then
wow.
Yeah. But then after that he quit after the Royal Rumble because they were because I think he wanted to like main event WrestleMania, and then they're like, no, he's not gonna do that. So he's like, fuck this.
Oh, they fucked up. I heard Fox was angry with that WWE like after all this shit because he did his I guess return on Rampage, and then like over 24 hours he sold the most shirts ever, like on Pro Wrestling Tees
in the history.
Yeah.
I was like, that's amazing.
And then like the next day I see like Fox was complaining at WWE because I feel like at the end of the day, and this is probably why they kept him around for as long as they did after that, is because he was just money. You know, he was guaranteed. He was money in the bank. You know.
Wait. So you think that he went to AEW for the money?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying because you said he did the pipe bomb, and then he was still around for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like the only reason that is because he was just giving them so much money and earning them so much money that they were just like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
He's giving us money, so.
Yeah, because what I thought you were saying was because Fox was mad that WWE didn't make an offer.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that even if WWE tripled his salary,
he wouldn't have gone back.
No,
for sure not. Man.
Yeah.
And I think that's because wrestling is like not the priority in that company anymore. And as much as they've created a lot of like cool memories that I have as a kid, it's like those days have been long gone for me.
You know what? You know the difference is now. Like I'm reading all these comments that because back in the day, back in the Attitude Era, they would make stars. So like Triple H, Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold, they were stars.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you watch WWE, there's no real stars. Everyone's just like the same.
And they're people that like could be stars. They like Aleister Black was there, Ricochet. Man, if Ricochet like they just
Ricochet's
what are they
amazing.
doing? There's so many people that they just are wasting, and that's what happens when you're good and you wanna showcase your skills, and there's a place that will actually let you do that. You're gonna gravitate towards that, right?
Of course, yeah. No, so then I was reading this comment. They're like, the thing with WWE now is that they are like a traveling circus. So like, because like you don't go to the circus because your favorite clown is there. You just go to the circus because it's the circus. So if WWE is in town, you're just going because you like WWE. Mm-hmm. You're not like, oh man, Stone Cold's gonna be there. You know what I mean? Where AEW, they create all these stars. So now I'm a big fan of all these guys. Even the jobbers like Fuego.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
You know what I mean?
Even like people like Avalon. Like that.
Peter Avalon, like Pretty Peter.
Man,
he's so funny.
And that, there's so much goodness. I feel like I've said it before, probably on here, but whatever. Like AEW is taking off where the Attitude Era left. That's how I feel. It's just they knew what was good, and they try.
Yeah, because they're fans.
Yeah.
Like Tony Khan, who runs AEW, he's a huge fan, and like I feel like with what happened was over the years. Vince McMahon with WWE, he's trying to they call it WWE World Wrestling Entertainment, right? So now they're just trying to get people who don't like wrestling to watch wrestling, which is not going to happen. You know what I mean? They're trying to. That's why they have all these like wrestlers like act and stuff, trying to appeal to like people who've never watched wrestling. But AEW, they're catering to the wrestling fan.
Yeah.
So that's why because I've been a fan like all my life, but since the Attitude Era, it's like oh man, I miss that era.
I will always miss it. Now I think I will always consider it the best time, but I mean, wrestling has never. There's things that are going on now, like with all these brands just intertwining, that has just never happened before, and it's making it real excited. Like I'm excited for the future of wrestling.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Like I remember when Brock first went. I've been a wrestling fan since like Barney days, like from a long time,
Yeah.
And I remember, just people talking shit about wrestling growing up, and then me always defending it. You always get the wrestling is fake, but I always look at it like athletic Shakespeare. Like, what's the difference? Honestly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And Brock became heavyweight champion in UFC, and that was like a time where I was just like, now what? Now this fake guy just went to your real sport, and he's the champ. And I'm not even a big Brock fan. Like, I don't like him in WWE. I think I don't know. He's just going the way of like Goldberg. He's like the modern day Goldberg.
He's doing it for the money.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. He has way more fundamental skills than Goldberg because he did the amateur wrestling, but he's just he's just not interesting. But when he did that move, there was a brief period where I was like, now what? There was like anybody that talks shit would be like, well, a wrestler is the heavyweight champion. Yeah. What do you think about this Woodley Jake Paul shit, man? Did you watch the fight?
I watched it last night. Yeah. I wasn't even planning on watching it, but then like all my friends were like, "Oh, it's on, whatever." I'm like, okay, fine. Because I just got home from Absolute, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll check it out. And I was actually surprised because I thought it would be like, because I've watched some of the other ones with like the Mike Tyson one.
Oh yeah,
like those events.
And the Mayweather and
Mayweather one,
his brother Logan Paul or whatever.
Yeah, because those were like exhibitions.
Yeah.
But this one was actually like a boxing match. I was like, oh shit. I was actually shocked. And like it was like sold out arena.
It was like 16,000 people, I think.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. And then I was impressed. Like I wanted Woodley to win.
Yeah, I mean, man, there's so much that I have so many mixed feelings about it. Because I really want to hate Jake Paul. I do.
Yeah.
But, like, there's so many things... And don't get me wrong, he's a douchebag. For sure, he's a douchebag. But, like, there's so many things that he's just doing. And we can debate. Some people are like, oh, it's rigged. Fucking Woodley. And I can see it. I'm not saying it's not. Like, I've learned stories about like sumo wrestling being rigged and shit like that. So I don't think any sport is sacred enough to not be rigged.
Yeah.
I think it's possible, but either way, these guys, you know, Jake Paul generally. Okay, I'm just gonna speak as if he didn't pay anybody.
Yeah.
I would lean more towards not, you know, but he was in his hometown, so I mean.
Yeah.
He fucking just went 8 rounds with a UFC champion. Like, I mean, I couldn't do that.
No.
You know, so it's like, it's so hard to say. But then that all could mean nothing if fucking, you know, Woodley was paid just to do a fight like the Mike Tyson, who was it? Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr.?
Roy Jones, yeah.
Yeah, and that was like, you know, you hear about the rules and they talk about like, we're not going for knockouts and shit like that. And you're like, well, what the fuck is it worth seeing for it then, you know? And so, I don't know. At least AEW, you're like, all right, I know what it is. This, it's like, was that real? Was it not real? Is it good for the fucking sport? Is it not? I'm unsure, but I think at the end of the day, like, I was entertained. It did something for me.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not what watching a UFC fight would do or watching a real boxing match with, you know, boxers. Mm-hmm. But it did something.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think... did you see Logan Paul on Raw last week?
No way! He was on Raw?
Buddy. Because he looks like... Because, like, Jake Paul, he actually, like, you know what I mean? I was like I want to hate the guy, you know? But he was in his hometown, and then, like, you know, he did put in work to do this, you know what I mean? So... And they're great businessmen, you know?
You can't say that.
Yeah, you can't knock the guy. You fucking...
I mean, if I ever got to the point where I could just talk some shit online and then all of a sudden I'm fighting Floyd Mayweather a couple months later, that's an achievement, man.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, so... so on Raw, you gotta watch it after.
Yeah, I'm gonna for sure.
Because WWE, they're like stupid, right? So they booked... On the script, they booked Logan Paul to be a babyface. So he had all these babyface lines like, "Oh, I love the New Day" or whatever, right? But the whole crowd, they did not like this guy. They booed everything he said. You couldn't even hear him talk. It was frustrating for him because I can see them in their faces because they're like, "We did not expect this. You gotta watch it."
Yeah, I will.
Oh my gosh,
I will. They're the kind of people that like. You want to hate because they're assholes, but on some level, you got to respect what they've achieved.
You gotta respect that hustle.
Yeah. Know? I feel like I'd like to do a wrestling match at some point in my life. Like, I had a couple wrestlers on the podcast, and I'm still trying to get a couple other ones. I reached out to one of my favorite female wrestlers, and just like, we don't really know each other. We've seen each other, like, at shows, like, briefly.
Yeah.
You know, but I've never been like, hi, I'm Paul Goneau. I'm this guy who does this, and... You know, so she was just like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable going to a stranger's house, you know? And I was like, fuck, like, I get it.
Come sit in my bed.
Yeah, and I was like, it was something I was talking about with Joe Vitello before that, like, I mean, because I've had, my next guest is going to be... really good female artist, but she was just my second lady that I've had on.
Yeah.
So like 2 out of 22 episodes, you know. But really, I think over the pandemic, the women, it was just, I felt like it was just because the women were more cautious about COVID, and they just maybe care a little more about just things in general. And guys were like, well, fuck it, if I die, I die, or you know, whatever their case is. But I had a few women cancel.
Understandable.
And, but I don't know. I'd like to do a match, dude. You know, Santino Marella has a gym close to here.
Yeah. That's near my old house.
Okay.
On Tonkin, Eglinton. Did I tell you I used to do... I did stand-up once at a Fight Brand show.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah, you know Ashley Six?
No.
Well, anyways, yeah, so I don't know if he still wrestles, but this is like... It's like maybe 2014 or something. We did a show... Because like a lot of comics, they go to these indie shows, right? So they're doing a show at, it was like, oh man, where was it? I forgot the name of the venue. But anyways, so they asked me and my friend to do stand-up during the intermission, right? And this was actually, you know what? It's 2011. It was around the CM Punk pipe bomb time, right? So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it, right? So as we're driving there, and I was like, wait a minute, wrestling fans, they want to see wrestling. Mm-hmm. They don't want any musical acts. They don't want stand up. They want, you know what I mean? They only want wrestling. So I was like, oh shit, and they're like the best hecklers. You know, so I'm like, I'm fucked.
And they're relentless too.
Yeah, they're relentless. Yeah. They don't care, right? So I was like, and they're gonna be chanting shit. I'm like, oh fuck. So we get there, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. But then when I went up there, they're actually, I guess they're actually very supportive. They're fun. It was actually fun just to be in the ring. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man. Yeah, so we did that show, and then. We always get tickets to the next like Fight Brand show. I don't think they do shows anymore, but I think the next show we did like the next year, we all went. I think there was a bunch of comics there, in the front row, and then Ari Shaffir was there.
Oh yeah, eh?
He was in town, and then he came to watch the show, and then we all took a picture in the ring. I have a picture somewhere, but we all took all the comics were in the ring. We all took a picture. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I met K. Trevor Wilson. At one of the I guess local promotion in Mississauga is Destiny Wrestling.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was there. I see Ricardo there a lot. Fucking Ricardo. Well, the
Ricardo,
only Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo. I think he went to that show last week.
Yeah. I was there too. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was asking me to go, but then I'm like, I thought it was gonna be outside. Because I think the last show was outside.
It was. Yeah, it was weird.
And then I was like, oh, it's so hot. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm not gonna go.
No, it's inside, and it was pretty packed, to be honest. I thought it was going to be... I don't really know what the restrictions are, but I thought it was I thought there was going to be less people. But it was great, man. Yeah, it's just... there's something about just the energy. You got to go next time, dude.
Oh, yeah, no, I love live wrestling, for sure. Speaking of K-Trev, a few years ago, Mick Foley was doing a stand-up tour.
Yeah.
So he was in Toronto, and me and my friends went to see a show, and it was great. He's actually pretty funny because he's not like really like stand up, but he's just more like storytelling.
Yeah,
but it's so funny. Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah, so K-Trev was actually he opened for him, and it was so funny because it was all like wrestling jokes, and it was just it was the best because like, K-Trev was a huge wrestling fan, and so he killed it, and then so I was saying that all these comics are wrestling fans. We were actually planning on having a wrestling show, so I think it was me and my friend. It was gonna be like a handicap match against K-Trev. Yeah, so we're all excited because we're gonna have. I think it was gonna be at the Great Hall. Is that what it's called? I don't know. But it was in this. It was like in this theater, and we were so excited. But I don't know why it got canceled. But we didn't end up doing it. But yeah, man, I want to wrestle a match.
I have a funny Mick Foley story because he did a show at Destiny too. I think it was actually the very first Destiny show I went to, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was Mick Foley. That was actually, I think, what got me to start going to that promotion is because Mick Foley was there. And they every once in a while they have some big names, like I met Kurt Angle and like Ryback and Victoria and some really cool names, but Mick Foley was the first. And I was dating my ex. She had a daughter who was maybe 10 or 11 at the time. Yeah. I can't really remember, but around that age. And they were kind of into wrestling, but I was like the big wrestling guy. And
so you brought them there.
So yeah, and we like the night before we made like some sacos and stuff. There was the three of us and my buddy Steve. We were all going, and so me and the daughter, my ex's daughter, we made like a bunch of sacos, and her saco, she was really good at like art and clay and stuff, like really artistic, and so she made one that looked just like Mick. Like she got wool and she like glued it to Sako's head, got a little miniature flannel vest. Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And then she gave it to him at the show, and he ended up, when he was doing the mandible claw or whatever, he fucking used the one that she gave him. It was pretty cool, man. Yeah, and I have like his book signed and stuff. But that was really cool. Mick Foley is just like,
Oh,
I think
nice
he's
guy.
such an underrated wrestler because of like the style he did. But he's top 5 wrestlers for me, man. I love Mick. So, okay, so we can try some of these snacks. I get like a monthly Tokyo treat. I'm not just busting it out because you're Asian. This is what I do every episode.
Yeah, right. Did Jam Easy eat these?
He did. Actually, you know what? Was I doing it in the first episode? I don't know if I was doing... I think I was.
Oh, Jam Easy was the first one?
Yeah, Jam Easy was the first one, yeah. Jam Easy's my dude, man. He's one of my favorites, and he's always been so good to me.
Oh, he's great.
And he's super funny, too, so that helps. But yeah, you can pick one, I'll pick one. I have a little thing saying what they are. Where is it at? Caramel corn.
Okay, I'll get this one.
They kind of look like bugles.
Yeah.
Something similar.
Ice cream.
What the hell is this? Yakisoba. Yakisoba? I fucking butcher these names all the time. Saucy summer noodle. Crunchy. Okay, whatever, y'all. I'll just try it out.
Coolish corn. Chubby corn.
I'm trying to find it on here. Ice cream. Oh, okay, so it looks like bugles, but it's supposed to be ice cream.
So it's
Ice cream flavor.
It's probably sweet.
Who knows, man? Half the time they're good, half the time they're not.
I like this. A lot of, I like your budget for this show. Good snacks.
They always do like these are from Japan. I feel like they always do this weird combination of like salty sweet stuff.
Where'd you get this from?
Tokyo Treat. It's like one of those they don't like Loot Crate, those monthly boxes you get. Is it good? For real? Or are you just doing that?
These are bugles. But
Yeah.
sweet bugles. I remember.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not exactly sure. Those taste familiar, but I'm not sure how I feel about them. Everything's made with corn nowadays, yo. I don't know how I feel about this. I think I like the other things better.
It's like, yeah, is it corn?
Yeah, some sort of like
Sweet
rice
corn.
cracker corn. I don't know.
Mmm.
I think I like these better though. That's odd. I want them to be like ranch flavor or something.
Yeah, because you're so used to the bugle flavor.
Yeah. Alright, dude. Since we were talking about wrestling last, we could start out our top 5 with wrestling finishers. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go.
Alright. My favorite wrestler is Stone Cold. So I gotta put the Stunner as number 1.
Of course.
But it varies too. Like I do think it's the best, but I also think, it depends who's taking it.
Yes.
Like there's certain people like Vince McMahon, that's like a 1 out of 10. The Rock is like an 11 out of 10.
Oh, he goes over.
Like, oh yeah, like flip back, fucking push his whole
yeah.
body up into the turnbuckle, and he's like over the rope somehow. Like he did it really good. But yeah, Stunner. And like, I mean, the Stone Cold Stunner. Like the kick, possibly a finger, but you got to do the kick to the gut to get them to bend over, and then that's the classic. Number 2 is a move that's getting used a lot now, and there's a lot of different variations of it. But the Canadian Destroyer.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that move.
It's just a beastly. It always looks good, and
it's
the
amazing.
ways, especially like when I watch AEW. Almost every time I watch, there's like 3 or 4 times where I'm like, I ain't never seen that before.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me that like these wrestlers can do that because I've been watching for so long, but they still do. And the Destroyers, there's some of the craziest. I feel like I saw someone like slide on their knee. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it's Ricochet, but they slid on their knees. This was in WWE or NXT or something. And they went in between like the first and second rope or the second and third rope, and they grab somebody and they fucking flipped him on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've just seen so many crazy ones.
Was it Rey Mysterio?
I don't know. It might have been Rey Mysterio who took it, but I don't think it was him that did it.
No. Okay.
I mean, he might have done that before, but I didn't see him do it. I don't think it was him. But yeah, Canadian Destroyer, number 2. Number 3 is my only submission, Sharpshooter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, classic.
I mean, yeah, that was...
Who hasn't done a Sharpshooter?
I know. It was the one you always... Like, figure 4, people could argue, but it's a little more difficult to... figure out. The Sharpshooter was just easy. Everyone did it,
and it legit hurt.
It hurts. Yeah,
I've been in many a Sharpshooter.
Yeah, great Canadian move too. Tombstone, pile driver number 4. Got to give it to him. Like that. It's one of those finishers that people just. It's really rare for them to kick out of. When he hit the fucking Tombstone, you knew that was it. He had the choke slam briefly. I mean, I guess he did the last ride for a bit too.
Yeah.
But like those didn't always finish it. The Tombstone was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
I think Omega's is kind of like
that's the most protected move. No one's kicked out of it.
Yeah. And then this is very. It was in between Razor's Edge and RKO, but I ultimately gave it to the RKO because of all the different ways he's been able to do it.
Of course.
Like, just out of nowhere. And, like, obviously there's the memes and shit like that, but, like, he's been pretty innovative with, how he does it, and I like that.
Do you see the one when Evan Bourne, he did a shooting star press?
Oh, and and he was, dude. I think that actually won Move of the Year. Like, I guess I don't really pay attention. My buddy Steve is, like, the biggest wrestling nerd. And so, like, a lot of times he just, like, tells me shit. But, yeah, I guess they do awards now.
Okay.
And he was like, they won the move. He was on the ground, and as he fucking was in the air, he got up, and, dude. Like, what are you talking about? It's ridiculous. Randy Orton's... TV. Oh. He's one of the good wrestlers in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What about you, man? Top 5 finishers.
It's like similar, because the stunner for sure. But like the stunner, even though like Kevin Owens does it now, I'm like, I don't know, it's not the same.
Not as good.
It's not as good. I totally forgot the Canadian Destroyer. I was thinking about that, but I think because I'm more like old school, because I started watching a long time ago, like in the 80s, like late 80s, 90s. So all my moves were like. Like the rock bottom, like simple moves.
That was one I considered. That would be on my top 10, I think.
Even though it doesn't really look like it hurts as much, No,
not at all. Like either of like his people's elbow was the biggest scoop slam, and you lay down for 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was just. Would you consider the people's elbow a finisher?
Well, he beat Hulk Hogan in the Skydome. I was there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
I was there.
That's amazing. I've never gone to like a huge WWE like pay-per-view. I've never been to a wrestling pay-per-view ever.
But that WrestleMania, seeing that, because I'm a huge rock fan, and like, I'll tell you the story. I used to do in high school. Actually, wait, I wasn't shy in high school. I was actually later in high school. I think beginning of high school I was like shy, but then later on in high school, I actually started doing the rock impression. So when the Rock became remember when he was like the Nation of Domination guy?
Oh yeah.
So he started becoming
Rocky Maivia. That's when he was.
When he's Rocky, when he started becoming the Rock, that's when he started having these promos. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's so funny. And then I would do an impression of the Rock. And in high school, they would call me the Rock because I did this impression. And then so one year, it was like 2000. I think it was 2000. We went to Daytona Beach for spring break. And Kiss 92 was, Kiss 92?
Radio station, yeah.
So like Mocha Frapp, Mad Dog, and Billy, they were all in our hotel. They were in the same hotel. So we're all by the pool, and Mocha was interviewing people for the radio. And then they came to us, and they're like, yo, our friend can do The Rock. And he's like, what? And so he gave me the mic, and I was like, oh, The Rock is here in Daytona Beach. Blah, blah, blah. Like Rudy, Pooh, Candy ass, whatever, right? And then
eyebrow.
The eyebrow. But it was for radio. So then
I guess.
There's no camera yet. So they played on the radio, and it legit, like people were like, oh my god, The Rock's here. You know what I mean? So So when you came back, we would always play they would play it on the radio, and then so one time, I don't know if you remember, you know those big sumo costumes, like we had like a carnival. We had like a carnival day at Philip Pocock down the street here, and so me and my friend were like, okay, we're gonna dress up. We got in the thing, and then you're supposed to just push each other, right? It's like funny, whatever. So we were like, yo, because it's right by the cafeteria. I'm like, we're gonna do a wrestling match. I'm gonna grab you and throw you into the table. Right? Yeah. In the suits.
Sumo wrestling.
Yeah, suits. Yeah. So we're in these suits, and then I think I kicked him in the gut. You know, you kick him in the gut, and he leans over, and I grabbed his head, and we ran into the cafeteria, and then it was so funny. But then like after that I didn't really get in trouble, but they stopped. They stopped.
They're like, don't do that again.
Yeah, like no.
That's hilarious, dude. So what we rock bottom? Is that what you said?
Yeah, rock bottom. Tombstone was on my list. Kurt Angle's Ankle Lock. That's because I'm a big fan of Kurt Angle. All the Attitude guys.
He's real short, eh? I didn't realize. Yeah, but I met him at one of the Destiny shows, and like, he always just seems so huge on screen. And then I met him, and like, I mean, he's thick. Yeah. But like, he's like shorter than he's like up to like my nose.
Well, he got thinner.
Oh yeah. Well, what like he went through some like health problems or something. No.
Yeah, because he's so skinny now. So maybe that's why.
Oh yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah, and the other one was the one-winged angel.
Yeah.
It just looks so cool.
Yeah, and like as you said, like it's prestigious. Like I don't know. I can't think of anyone who's kicked out of it.
I think one person has. I think maybe Ibushi.
Oh, okay.
But they still say it's no one's ever kicked out. So I'm not sure.
All right. Let's do superheroes. Let's go top 5 superheroes. Do you have 5?
Yeah. Well, I'm a huge fan of like the Avengers.
Okay. You
know, it's like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For sure. Iron Man. Batman, I used to. Like when I was a kid, Batman was cool. But then, because like when I saw like all the Marvel guys, I never knew Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I grew up on like Batman and like those guys. Like DC.
I think like you know, probably when you were, you know, a teenager or younger or whatever, like that Marvel, back in the day, Iron Man was more of like a B-class character. Yeah. And I think the only real reason that some of their characters became so big, obviously the cinematic universe, but it's because they, at a certain point, Marvel was financially just going down, and they sold the rights to some of their biggest names, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, which is why Sony has that shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then, so it was just kind of out of default, and just like, we're going to go, don't get me wrong, Iron Man's a fucking cool character, he's one of my favorite Avengers, but it was kind of out of default. It's just like, well, this is who we have next. We don't have our big players.
Yeah.
And so, and then it just fucking, you know, it blew up, and he's been probably one of the best, consistently best parts of the MCU up until recently.
He's like the leader, pretty much.
I like Hulk too. Like Hulk, out of those, I guess the 4 main guys. You know, now it's grown a lot, but Hulk. I'm not a big Captain America, Thor fan, but Hulk, I just feel like they've been wasting him a little bit.
Thor, I love.
Yeah, you do, eh?
Yeah, especially because now, have you seen any of the Thor movies?
I saw the first one. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one, but the Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
If you just
that's
watch
the direction they need. I haven't seen it yet. I will get to it, but like obviously some of the Avengers movies take place after that. And you can see the more comic route with him, I'm enjoying more.
No, because so Ragnarok is so funny.
Yeah.
Especially Hulk's in there too.
Do you think I need to watch the second? Because you didn't watch the second one.
I didn't watch the second one. No.
It still made sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll just skip this. I heard, like, from everyone I know that's super into this shit, they're like, that's, out of the MCU, that's the worst fucking movie they have, the second Thor one. So I'm like...
Yeah, that's something I don't really want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thor's so funny.
But yeah, Iron Man's dope, dude. Was that 5? I don't know. Trailed off there.
Who are yours?
All right. I just recently changed. I do mine pretty much every. This is a question that I ask everybody on here, just because I'm so into it. Well, I recently changed my 5th place, so I'm just gonna go. I'll go through my quick. Batman's my number 1. Red Hood is my number 2. Do you know Red Hood?
No.
Red Hood is so there's been a few Robins, right? Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake. Yeah. Jason Todd was the second Robin who got killed by Joker. No one ever really dies in this shit. Yeah. And he just came back and he was like...
He's Red Hood?
Red Hood, who's basically a combination of Batman and Punisher. You know? Ooh. So he's really like not give a fuck, but has also like combat skills that could, you know?
Is he a villain?
It depends. He's been anti-hero, villain at one point, but I consider him like a hero. Like he's done some stuff with like the Arsenal Red Hood comic series. Oh, okay. And they're like heroes for hire, you know? So it's like, it's kind of like Venom. You know, he's kind of like DC's Venom in the sense that it just depends where you're looking at. Most people would say he's a villain, but he's also been in Guardians of the Galaxy at one point.
Yeah.
And, and now you have this new take with Tom Hardy that I thought was really good. Oh. But yeah, so Red Hood's my number 2. Arsenal's my number 3. Spider-Man's my number 4. And for a long time, I would say my 5th was Constantine. He's kind of like, just like a regular guy, trench coat, smokes, just uses black magic.
Yeah.
You know, he's like this British, like, not give a fuck kind of attitude. And I still really like him, but I really have started developing a strong love for Shazam.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh my god, dude. I'm going to be real. Like, I knew his name. I'm a huge DC guy. Mm-hmm. And I obviously know who he is, but I kind of avoided him for a long time because I was like, well, Flash has lightning, bro. Like, why is your thing lightning? Mm-hmm. That was like, it was just a stupid thing like that made me avoid just kind of going deeper into who he was, you know? And then I saw the movie, and like, I was raised in foster homes and stuff, and like, that's like his origin story, you know? Okay. And like, Billy Batson's like a foster kid, and when I saw that, I started collecting comics from that point, and I've probably seen that movie like 10 times now. And
is it funny?
It's funny. I think it's like the most wholesome comic book movie there is.
Oh, really?
To be honest, yeah. You know, it's definitely not what most people would consider a DC movie is. It's completely, and it's not trying to. You know, people have the argument like, oh, this is trying to be Marvel or whatever, but I don't think you would get that vibe. It's like, it's just new. I haven't seen a comic book movie done this way before.
Watch it.
You gotta check it out, man. Yeah, now they're coming out with the second part.
Yeah.
Fucking Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's gonna be Black Adam, which is like, one of Shazam's biggest villains, but I think they're gonna kind of put him in a anti-hero light where he's maybe gonna be a good guy at the end of it.
Oh, okay.
So fucking yeah, Shazam's number 5, dude. I was excited to do this. And originally I was gonna ask you karaoke songs, but then I was like, well, I bet you most of those are gonna be Backstreet Boys songs anyway. Yeah. Let's fucking do Backstreet Boys songs.
Yeah.
Alright, let's hear your top 5, dude.
Number 1 is this is my number 1. So I used to host karaoke.
Yeah.
And I would start it off, and every week I would sing this song. It was I Want It That Way.
Okay.
That's my go-to starter song. And then, because I'm a huge, like, I love slow jams. So Spanish Eyes.
Okay.
You know that song?
No, I don't know that one.
No?
No.
It's from Millennium.
Okay.
The best album ever.
Really, eh?
I like it. Everybody. Classic.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
It's a classic karaoke song also.
Yeah.
Gets the crowd into it. Shape of My Heart.
Okay, that's a decent one.
And there's another karaoke song I used to sing. Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one's gotta be like. Can you hit that?
Yeah.
I feel. See, with me for Backstreet Boys, like I'm the opposite. Like I'm not super huge into pop. But I like the more dancier side of Backstreet Boys. I actually had tickets to see them fucking last year and they rescheduled for this year, and then they rescheduled again for next year.
Oh wow!
So I haven't got my money back. It's just being postponed. I'm really hoping, like I just at least want to be able to see them once.
Yeah.
You know, I think it'll be a pretty good show.
Is this still recording?
Oh yeah, it's still recording.
Oh okay.
No, it's okay. But there has been a mistake, like when I did the Justice League review episode.
Yeah.
I recorded out there. Like, it was basically a whole day. I don't know if you've seen the Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's 4 hours.
I haven't seen it yet.
Gotta check that out, dude.
Really?
Yeah. So we watched that, recorded us watching it. We probably took an hour in between to eat or whatever. Yeah. And then we came in here. So my buddy was at my house all day, right? And I was kind of transferring from the memory card on the camera to my computer. And I did it overnight. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just do it. It takes a long time because, file size is big. Got up in the morning to go edit it. And fucking none of the video from inside the room was recorded.
Come on.
Yeah. The audio was, none of the video. So I like called him, was like, hey man, I know we spent all day yesterday together and you're probably tired of me, but you want to come over? This happened. And he was just like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. Like, should I wear the same clothes? Like, he was actually pretty on board.
Oh, okay.
You know, he didn't work that day, so it worked out. And we just recorded the next day. But no, the audio's pretty good. It just kind of freezes like that sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But it's still good.
All right.
Okay, so my number one, We've Got It Going On.
Yeah.
That was like, I think my introduction.
It was like 96.
Yeah, that was like the self-titled album.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yep.
That's my second. I mean, I am not a big dancer, bro, but like if that song comes on, it's almost impossible for me not to dance. I actually have, and I'm not sure about getting married. I've never really been super into, marriage, but if I did, like, dude, like, I mean, like, none of my friends are really into Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
For real. Like, metalheads are really into hip-hop or reggae or whatever, but I would get all, like, I just imagine, like, my just, like, 6'7", like, metalhead friends just doing the Backstreet Boys dance, and I'd be like, yo, you guys gotta do it. You love me or what? You're fucking dancing to Backstreet Boys. This is it. And so, like, that would be a dream. If I actually did get married, I would absolutely make, like, my groomsmen dance to that shit.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Larger Than Life. I think that's also from Millennium. Is that the album? Yeah. The Call, number 4. And this one is like, it's weird because when I YouTube it, like, I only really have ever physically bought the first 2 Backstreet Boys albums. And since then I just, it's just, there's songs here and there that I like on the albums. But The Call is one that's actually hard to find the real version. When I go to YouTube, the instrumental is completely different on like 90% of the versions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. But it's just a completely different instrumental, and I don't know why. Oh, but that song is good, and like, it's kind of not really a great topic. Usually their songs are more about loving and rather than...
Yeah, this is like cheating.
Yeah. And then number 5, Get Down.
That's the debut album also.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like mostly the dancey songs. I Want It That Way is a pretty decent one too. That's an honorable mention for me. That's the video where they have the chairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like recording videos on like VHS from Much Music. Did you ever do that shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, for a while I like tried to figure out how to do that dance. I feel like I did figure it out, but I don't remember it.
No.
Let's do rom-coms. Okay, so my number 1 is Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2, I'm a big Jason Segel guy.
Okay. He's funny.
The Proposal, number 2.
Yeah.
Sandy B and Ryan Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
Yes Man. It's like I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan.
Oh yeah. Easy
A is my number 4 with Emma Stone. She's like, bruh. I
haven't seen it, but...
Oh, you haven't seen it? It's I want to say it's similar to Superbad, but like more... It's like a feminine Superbad, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Alright. It's good, though. Emma Stone's fucking just a phenomenal actor.
Mm-hmm.
And All About Steve, another Sandy B one. Have you seen that one? With Bradley Cooper?
No.
Yeah, so it's her and Bradley Cooper, and she's like... just a really nerdy, antisocial person who makes the crossword for I don't know, a newspaper, and becomes slightly obsessed with Bradley Cooper. But you know, obviously things work out. No, it's probably, oh man, it's got to be at least like 10, 15 years old, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I've never heard of this movie.
Oh yeah, it's solid.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You, man.
Oh, yeah, mine. Yeah, I think we didn't get any of the same ones. Mine number one is Serendipity.
Serendipity. What's that? Who's in that?
John Cusack.
You know what? I don't even know if I've seen it. I know
it's on Netflix right now.
It is, eh? Maybe I'll check it out.
Or is it, I don't know if it's Netflix or Prime. I think it's on Prime.
I'm a sucker for a good rom-com, dude. I might not look like it, but I am.
I'm a huge rom-com guy. I always wanted to fall in love. Serendipity, classic. Because I'm a huge believer in like destiny and shit like that. You know. Number two, The Family Man.
Oh, that's Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that one.
Because it combines two of my favorite things: rom-coms and Christmas. Number three, 50 First Dates.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh
yeah, that is a good one.
Plus, I just love Hawaii, so right there, I love it. Slumdog Millionaire, number 4.
Never seen that.
Ooh,
one. Yeah,
that one's really good.
I didn't even realize that was a romantic comedy.
Actually, wait, it's not. Wait, what am I saying? It's not even a comedy. Actually,
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
No. It's more. Yeah, it's not really a comedy. Actually, I should take that on.
I know it's a heavily praised movie.
Yeah, it won the Oscar.
Oh,
you gotta watch it. Yeah, I love the movie. And Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids, yes, yes, that is a good one, man. I'm a big sucker for Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig's in that as well, right?
Yeah, she's the main. Yeah. She's the main star.
And I don't know another comedic actor, female, Maya Rudolph. Is she in that?
She's the bride.
Oh shit! Yeah,
it's so funny.
That's a pretty. Who else is in that? I know it's stacked.
It's stacked. Yeah.
It's
I forgot their names, but like the girl from Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh yeah.
Kimmy Schmidt's in there.
She's cute, man.
Yeah.
Kimmy Schmidt was it started off really good, and then towards the end, it got like real weird.
Did it?
Yeah. Did you?
I don't know what season I'm on, but I like it. It's like very goofy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that.
I love it got a little too strange. I liked in the beginning because it was just her being ignorant to the modern world. Yeah. It's a cool concept. It was kind of like Last Man on Earth, which started. Have you seen that?
No. I think I saw the first episode.
It started off really good, and then it just, I don't know. It kind of loses its. Some shows, it's like when you start off, you should just know, like, all right, this premise can wear out. You know, like Walking Dead. It's like, yo, you should have ended like seasons ago, guys. You're just killing it.
Yeah, I'm still watching it.
You are, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I lost interest a bit ago. Any good? Is Negan still around?
Yeah, he's a good guy now.
Oh, he's a good guy now? Fucking Christ. How can he be a good guy now?
No, because they did this time jump where he was like their prisoner.
Mm.
And then so now he's like, he kind of saved them from this other group that was like attacking them. So.
Yeah, there was a point.
Well, they're still like, he's getting good, but other people still don't trust him.
Oh, yeah, I mean, for sure. That's understandable. There was the point where I was like, all right, I've had enough of Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. And obviously there was, complaints before that, the lack of zombies. But it was they had a whole plan. It was like Rick and Daryl and like everybody. I think Michonne was around still. Did she die?
No, she left. Like she went to go look for Rick.
And that was it.
And then she left. Yeah.
But like they all made this. The whole group of them made this plan to go get Negan, and they basically all Negan's people got killed, and they had him cornered. He didn't have a weapon, and so they were like kind of approach. He was like hiding behind something, and they maybe were like 30 feet away.
Yeah.
They just needed to walk up, grab him, shoot him, whatever the case. They could have just taken him then.
Yeah.
And so they start, and then someone like pulls up and was like, "We gotta go," and they fucking just left. There was some reason they had to leave right away, and he was just like left there like cowering, and they left, and he just was able to go free. And I was like, this is bullshit. This whole episode was about you, and
I don't
It's
remember.
like you guys gotta progress the storyline. You know, it's just getting. I don't know. I might pick it up. I might not.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're out of it, yes, whatever.
And I guess we'll end top 5 with comedians, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a real hard one for you?
Yeah, because I like a bunch.
Yeah.
But I have a top 5. My top 5.
I've wanted to do like local comedians before, but then it's like kind of like I don't know. Maybe you're tossing people under the bus, or people, so it's like
other people be like, oh, how about you don't like me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So these guys. So number 1, Joe Coy.
All right,
Filipino.
love him.
Friendly guy. Oh, I
met him.
Yeah, I met him. Yeah, 2008 when I first started.
Oh.
Yeah, he was doing Just for Laughs Toronto, and then after the show he was so nice. He talked to us for like half an hour.
Yeah, he seems like a real genuine guy.
Such a nice guy and so funny. Number 2, Mitch Hedberg.
Hell yeah,
legend. Yeah, when I first started, I actually wrote a lot of one-liners, just because of that.
He's the king. It's like him and Rodney. When I think of like one-liners, like those are the two first people I think, or comedians I think of.
Jim Gaffigan.
Okay, I don't know a lot of his stuff.
Oh really? Oh.
I think I have one of his specials
It's all
that
over
I
Netflix.
didn't illegally download on my computer.
It's all over Netflix. The thing I like about him is he's so funny, and it's all because I've watched like all his specials. It's all clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he can go to he can do this act in any city, any town. You know what I mean?
That's hard, man.
Yeah. Because like so many times I'm like, oh man, I gotta do this show, and I'm like, okay, well, it's gotta be clean. It's gotta be a corporate, and you're like, oh man, because I enjoy doing like the dirty stuff and like swearing, but he just does, and it's so funny.
Yeah, even if my material's not like dirty, I do swear a lot. The
Yeah.
only time I've really ever had to change like my set around and like really realize, okay, maybe I'm not a clean comedian. I was doing like an open mic at Starbucks. I didn't even end up doing it, but I had the opportunity.
There's an open mic at Starbucks?
Yeah,
Oh,
the one at fucking Square One.
Inside?
Yeah, and I didn't end up doing it, but
I didn't know they had one. Patrice O'Neill.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, so when I saw Joe Coy, Patrice O'Neill was on the show also. I didn't know who he was. But then he went up there, he just sat there, he was just so cool and like calm, and like, he destroyed. He just sat there. I was like, this guy's amazing. And then I YouTubed him after, I'm like, holy shit. This guy's amazing.
Not just a good comedian, but just like a good person. You know?
Yeah. Oh, and then number 5, obviously, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he's got to be on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's something I took from Chappelle. He's on my list too. You don't always have to be fun, and you're a comedian, so I mean, obviously you should be some funny. But his stance was like, oh, you don't always have to be funny, but you need to be entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, and that was something that has always stuck with me. You know, even for this, like, maybe toot my own horn here, but I got some like email from iTunes.
Ooh.
Saying that Pillow Talk was 15th in most popular comedy podcast in Canada on Apple Podcasts.
No way.
Blue, 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 blue.
Nice.
And it was weird for me because I really don't necessarily consider this a comedy podcast. Like, it can be funny, but it's just more of like, just a conversation of people talking about their favorite things. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Rogan's my number 1.
Okay.
Joe Rogan. Yeah, I mean, I think he catches a lot of shit now. I find, especially in the stand-up community, like it's like frowned upon or something. But I don't know. I've always loved him. I think I will forever love him. I don't watch his podcast as much now that it's on Spotify.
Oh.
But every once in a while, there's like a crazy like he had the Undertaker on. Did you see that one?
No.
Bro, you got to see that one. It's so good. And yeah, he brought fucking what's his name? Fucking his opener. Tony Hinchcliffe.
Okay.
Because he's like a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
So like Tony is like, it would just be what like I would be like if I was sitting in on like Rogan and Undertaker talking. He's just like being all nerdy in like the corner, but he's actually a part of it. His mic's on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rogan number 1, Chappelle number 2, Mark Forward number 3. I don't know if you know him. He's an Oakville.
He's from here.
Yeah, he's great, man.
He's so funny.
He's very, he's like, his comedy is something that I don't see often, You know, like it's like Andy Kaufman-esque, almost. You know, like
he's so funny.
like he can't, like his opener was like him coming and like making peanut butter sandwiches because he has kids and he didn't have enough time to, and so he's just making peanut butter sandwiches like
on stage.
Like never in a million years would I think that would be funny, but this guy's like, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
He ended the same show like with I can't remember how it happened. I think he shot himself in the head with a cap gun, and he just laid there for 10 minutes.
Oh my god!
And like everyone was like, "Do we leave or whatever?" And it was like, "No, it's done. You go now." You know? And it was just
where was this?
Drake Underground. Is it the?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, that's like part of his special. He has a special on Crave. If you haven't seen it,
oh my god!
I think it's called Mark Forward Wins All the Awards. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
But like, he's so slept on. He's a Canadian treasure, dude. In Letterkenny, he's in Mr. D. Like he's written for a lot of like prolific fucking shows.
Yeah. When I first saw him, because he was all over all over these commercials.
Oh.
Yeah. Then when I did the Rivoli for the first time back in like 2009. He was there, and I was like starstruck. I'm like, oh my god, that's the guy from all the like, Tim Hortons commercials and stuff. And then we talked, yeah. And then he was.
It's like I'm the Kiss '92 guy.
Oh no, it was before. It was like way before then. But yeah, no, it was pretty. Yeah, and he's so funny because like I think it was like a light night, so there's probably like maybe 15 people there, and like he killed.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's.
I've never seen him not be so amazing.
Funny. Yeah.
I've seen him like a dozen times, dude, and I would really, really like to get him on the monthly show.
Oh yeah.
But I don't even know how to get a hold of him anymore. He last time I seen him, I was like talking to him and he just like deleted Facebook because they're, you know, getting I don't know, restricted, and there was all these things, and he's just like, yeah, I just don't want to deal with it. Oh, wow. And he had just, you know, he's just at the level where it's like he doesn't need to deal with it. Yeah. You know, he's fucking Mark Forward. People know who he is. And so he's barely on Instagram. Like, I don't know how to get a hold of the guy. If you know how to get a hold of Mark Forward, or you know him, tell him to get a hold of me. He's like a dream headliner of mine.
Oh,
yeah. Who was that? Mark Forward was number 3. Number 4, George Carlin.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Probably the first stand-up comedian I ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he was the conductor to me. So I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. Like, this guy is not the conductor. Like, why is language? You know? Yeah. But, I mean, very influential. And Bill Burr.
Oh, yeah, Bill Burr, yes.
I think I'd give an honorable mention. Someone that's really been going up. Probably my favorite, like the host of one of my favorite podcasts, too, Theo Von. I think he's just coming up to. He's not even at like his prime yet. I think he's just gonna get better. Like there's certain comedians I watch, and I'm like Cat Williams was one in particular. It's like started off so strong, and then I don't know. Maybe it was him getting beat up by that like 16-year-old kid or something. You remember that?
No,
did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, I guess he was like he got into a fight with like a high schooler, and the high schooler like whooped his ass.
Oh, really?
And like I don't know. I guess it's hard to have street cred after you fucking get up by a grade 10.
Check it out, man.
Yeah. I don't know if there's an actual video of the fight, but there's a video of him like all roughed up with his perm all in a mess and shit. Like, he handled it gracefully. Like, he's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Fucking hit a kid? Like,
yeah.
So, anyways, dude, I end every episode with these little cards. Some of them are not the best. If you come across some that you don't like, you don't have to read it. Just do a couple of these and get out. Maybe lead to stories. The idea was that they lead to interesting stories. See, some of them is shit. I'm going to get a new fucking game. I've been talking about this. Have you ever picked up a hitchhiker?
No. But I used to drive for Uber, so I kind of...
Oh, you did, eh?
Yeah.
You ever have any, like, bad Uber stories?
Oh yeah, I actually have one. So I used to live in Brampton when I was doing it, and I would do Uber around this area because I grew up in Mississauga. So one time I was at the Tim Hortons by the Tompkin and Eglinton, because I'll turn it on there, and then usually I'll just get rides from that area, right? So I picked up this couple from Midway Invaders, the strip club, right? So it was a stripper and her boyfriend Pimp,
Mm.
Okay, so they came in. It was Sunday night. They came in all happy. I guess she made a lot of money, right? So they're all happy, and then they're like, "We're going downtown." So that right there, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. So they're like, oh, before we get on the highway, can we get some snacks? Can we go to Esso? I'm like, yeah. So we go to the gas station. We get snacks, and they're like, hey boss, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. I think it's just like I just said Pringles or something. And then they give me they got me like chips and drinks. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then so we're driving downtown, and then the guy goes, hey, can I smoke in the back? Can I smoke in your car? And I'm like, no, I was like, no, I don't think so, whatever. And he's like, I'll give you $10. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, fine,
yeah,
go
right.
ahead. Go ahead. So he's smoking in the back, and then we go to Denny's. We go to Denny's, but the meter, he's like, keep the meter on.
Mm-hmm.
So they go in, order food, come back, and then I drop them off. So it was like easy, like $100 I made, and the $10 and the snacks. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So the next Sunday, I'm at the Tim Hortons. I get a notification for the pickup at Midway Invader, and I'm like, no way, it can't be the same person. But what are the chances, right? So I go there, and it's the same couple, but this time, they're not in a good mood. I think they got in a fight or something. So they came in. I was so excited because I've never had like a repeat customer. So they come in. I'm like, hey guys, it's me. They're like, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh no, what's wrong? So yeah, so they got in a fight. I don't know why or what happened, but so I was like, so I'm driving and I'm like, you guys want snacks? They're like, no. I'm like, damn it. So I don't get any snacks. And then we're still on the highway again, and he's like, boss, can I smoke here? I'm like, yeah. And then he smokes a cigarette in the back. No $10.
Yeah.
So I did not get I didn't get the $10 bonus. And then no Denny's. And then we just dropped them off at home, and then they're all quiet. And then I was like, I wanted snacks, I wanted the tip, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't really think of it at first because I don't drive, but I lived in BC for a bit, and when I moved there, I was probably like, I don't know how old I was, to be honest, but I was young. I was underage, and my uncle was driving. We were bringing basically all my Nana's stuff from Ontario to BC, and we picked up a hitchhiker, the same hitchhiker 2 days in a row, and I didn't smoke weed at the time, but my uncle did. He grew shit, and we picked this guy up, and they were just like, for hours a day, just with the windows fucking up, just smoking a lot of weed, and I'm pretty sure I got high. I'm not.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not 100% because I don't really have very vivid.
It's a hot box, of course.
But yeah, like I'm pretty sure I got high. That's really the only time I've done. Have you seen what's the hitchhiker fucking the YouTube? I'm drawing a blank. Garrett Jameson, is that his name? Garrett.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. That's
Heavy Metal Hitchhiker. That's what it's called, dude. It's really good, man.
Oh really?
It is really good. Yeah, I watched every one, and there's a Limp Bizkit episode, and it's like I don't know, man. I enjoyed it, and he he's this heavy metal guy, and fucking at some point he meets a female driver, and she likes Limp Bizkit. And he doesn't, and so she like abandons him.
Oh, yeah.
You should check it out though, man. That's really good stuff.
I'm a big fan.
Like every once in a while, he's a funny dude.
Oh, he's so funny.
Yeah, dude, you pick one.
Have you ever had sex with someone within an hour of meeting them?
Pretty close. It's like literally my only one night stand that I ever had. And so I went to a Blue Jay game, and I was going to it with kind of this girl that I was hanging out with, and we weren't like dating and we hadn't had sex, but like it was going down that road, right? We were interested in each other, And then so it was her, me, her brother, and then one of her friends, who's like this hippie chick. And very attractive, way more attractive than her. And so we got together. We're at like Jack Astor's kind of Queen and John or whatever it is, right? Yeah. I don't know if it's there anymore. And we're eating, and like I'm just kind of hitting it off with this hippie girl, and we go to the game and whatever, and still kind of there's something there. There's like, you know, I could see she's a little interested, but she's a little weird because I'm with her friend. And then we go to a bar, and like I'm not a big drinker. Well, you know, I was partaking in some alcohol that night, and her hippie friend like drove, and so we kind of were like outside, and she was smoking, and we freaking went to her car, and the funniest thing is like obviously the girl I went with, her brother, was like, "Hey man, you're here with my sister, like let me have, you know, I can't remember her name was, but she's like, let me have the hippie girl," and I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure, dude, like don't worry about it." And, like, I, like, never planned ever to do that. Yeah. And, like, we went outside, and then she came. And she knocked on, like, the car of the window. And we're like, no, the girl, like... so I'm trying to avoid names. But, yeah. So the girl I was with knocked on the window of her friend's car, and we're in there. And, like, I'm pretty sure we had, like, just finished, but we were still, like, getting ourselves together. Do you know what I mean? And it was like obviously a little fogged up, and she knew what happened. I'm not exactly sure what happened with their friendship, but we never spoke after that.
Did you speak to the hippie girl after?
Oh, either of them. I never talked to anybody that I went to that game with again. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what happened, but that was my only one night stand, and I probably knew her for maybe like, I mean, how long is a baseball game?
2 hours.
Yeah, so maybe I knew her for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would, within an hour, no, I would say no. No one night stands.
No one night stands ever? No. I don't know, man. I never really, I always was a relationship person. I'm not saying like I needed to be in a relationship. I've had periods where I've been single for fucking, like, you know, year or two at a time, but it's just I always preferred, like, there's pros and cons to both, but I think the pros when you're with somebody outweigh the other. I know people that would disagree, and to each their own, you know what I mean? Yeah. Things different for everybody else. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is a good one. Would you lick a homeless person's ass crack for 25 G's?
No.
Okay, so there's some things I wanna think. What? Okay, things I want to ask. So, like, what if they had showered? What if they were clean and they were just a homeless person? You watch them shower, and you could see they use soap in their crack. You don't know them. They're homeless. You know? I feel like it just depends. Like, if they're dirty, like, no. No, I wouldn't.
But if it was clean?
Also, it's just the crack. It's not the hole.
It's just the crack.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say...
Like, what if they just pulled their pants down, like, a little bit? And you just, you know, stuck it in between the plumber's, you know?
And they didn't specify male or female.
Oh, that's true, too. Yes. Oh. Yes, but most homeless people are male. When we talk about a sexist society, you know, like, there's... That's the downfall of being, you know, a man. There's definitely for both, but most homeless people are men. I think the world cares more about women can have babies. They create more people.
Yeah. They're more important.
I think they are.
Yeah. For sure.
You know? All right, we do one more and get out of here, dude.
Let's do it. Is this your bed?
No.
Oh, it's not?
This is spare
room. This is the guest bed?
Yeah, this is the spare room. It's not even really a guest bed. I don't have that many friends.
Oh, so you have 2 bedrooms?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. That's why I was like, is this like your actual bedroom?
No, not at all.
Oh. Ooh. Would you break up with your partner if you caught them cheating?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. See, if you're in like a poly relationship, it's not really considered cheating.
No.
Right? If it's cheating is like not knowing. What's the definition? Yes. most likely
Yeah, it's
I
like
would.
behind your back kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't want to. Why you'd want to stay with someone that did that.
Unless you were cheating also. And then it's like, all right, karma.
That's true.
You know, but I don't cheat either, so I'd probably break up with them also.
But anyways, man, you can let these people know where to get at you if you want.
Oh yeah, you can follow me on the social media at Ernie Vicente. I post a lot of stuff on Instagram, Twitter.
Do you have a separate
TikTok.
Instagram for Earnspire?
Oh yeah, Earnspire. If you guys want some inspirational material, I have a YouTube show called Earnspire. It's on YouTube. Go check that out.
Yeah, it's solid. Doesn't take up a lot of time.
No, 2-minute episodes.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Oh, thank you.
Like always, this podcast is brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 10%. And by The Great North Apparel. Hit them up and use code PillowTalk to save 30%. If you haven't already got tickets, I have a show on the 17th, the second show for The Monthly Show, my monthly comedy show. Definitely, if the tickets aren't sold out, fucking grab them. Last one sold out. Was really happy. I'm really hoping this one sells out. Headliner is Quincy Martin. Ernie will be there. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Peace the fuck out.